Hello, hello, hello. Welcome in. My name is Angel, and I'm in the practice of making more space for my natural soul's expression, and I invite you to come along with me. I don't think these things out. I don't go back and edit. So, welcome to the most authentic version of me. I'm traveling this week, and I am challenging myself to post every day this week. Um, so challenge accepted, and I hope to see you in the next one. Okay. Most of the time, we can't see why or how detours on our path are actually beneficial. Sometimes you'll hear people say, life does not happen to you, it happens for you. And it isn't until you have reached like the next level of comfortability that you can like look around and you're like, oh my goodness. And let me know if this resonates with you. Like, oh my goodness, I see how every quote unquote detour helped me get to this moment. Every previous moment helped me get to this moment. This is important to remember because when we're in between those comfortable moments, and for Angel, it's different levels of success, there's that messy middle. And it's in our human nature to become a little afraid of the unknown, a little anxious of to what's to come, maybe a little depressed and grieve. Grief may take over from the previous versions of self and life. But if we can remember that every moment is truly in assistance for your greater good, then would that not call forth a level of trust, a level of confidence, a level of whimsy, a level of safety? Because there is an inner knowing instead of confusion and second guessing. We can feel people asking, what about tragedy? This is real. Tragedy, suffering, trauma. We're not saying that you called these forth on purpose, but since these things are inevitable, if we are able to pull the magic from such things, then they can, in fact, be a powerful force for the greater good. Example, when it weighs on one's heart in regards to starvation, does that person not then go out and make it a part of their mission to feed as many mouths as they can? And that could be with food, spirituality, intellectual knowledge, any kind of starvation. It's hard to focus. I apologize. I told you, authentic and raw. I do this. I've turned a lot of my suffering that, I didn't ask for. How could you ask for certain trials and tribulations when you're a child? How could you be deserving of certain abuses when you're a child? Um, but having survived and lived through those things, now it is a part of my life to never let anyone feel how I felt when I was younger. And in a sense, I can feel this work that I've been doing, not just for myself and others, but it's almost been like a lineage work, an ancestral work. I am, and I think this work has been done incrementally from previous generations, but now I am this generation, and I am now turning and facing the trials and tribulations that my ancestors faced. Now that there is a new form of comfortability and safety and security going on in my life due to certain opportunities and certain growth that is happening around me, I can look around and say, oh my gosh, every moment did add to this because I chose to learn from those things. Every single thing in the past 2 years has taught me so much that I'm going to launch from a really secure place this next phase of my life. I'm feeling a bit of sadness wash over me though, because I'm not super proud at how I do show up when fear and anxiety and depression and grief are present. I suppose that's what they mean by you might be a villain in someone else's story. But it's fascinating because with every new level of awareness, I then have the power of choice. And this is why I truly believe like humans do have a superpower of choice and focus. But I'm in agreement with what my soul is trying to say. Trust. Trust that every detour is aiding you. That's what I'm hearing loud and clear. It reminds me of, when I'm on a hike and I do take a little bit of a detour, I wouldn't have seen all they call it the scenic route for a reason. Take the scenic route and trust that, okay, here we go. I'm sorry. Sorry. Oh, goodness, what is this? Every detour offers you a chance to learn new skills, to meet new people, to be introduced to new opportunities that you otherwise would not have been introduced to if you had stayed on your quote unquote path. There's a quote that I think is really funny of if you want to hear God laugh, tell him your plan. And it's like we think we have all the answers and we set things out. Um, Especially in the public education system. What's your 5-year plan? What are you going to be when you grow up? And it's just like, one, how could we ever know? Two, I don't know one person who has executed. uh, Okay, I might know a couple people who have executed their full-fledged plan. Nope, I lied. I don't know one person. I was assuming somebody, but I actually haven't talked to him in years. So I don't know if he's happy. You know what I mean? But I have yet to meet someone who has like had a clear vision, especially at that young age, executed it and was 100% happy across the board, mind, body, spirit, right? Career, whatever success is or was for their set plan. I also know a ton of people who kind of derail when there is big changes. I used to be one. Before I learned grounded, how to be grounded and present, and before I bestowed a relationship with myself, I too flailed whenever there was big change. And no, I'm not perfect. I'm just better than I used to be. I've slipped and slid into some old habits over these last couple weeks that are now trying to trail off excuse me, as I re as I recalibrate for the next phase of my life. Okay. So within every recalibration, there are going to be detours. And in those detours, there is value. And if we can choose to pull the value out, then I think it's only natural, and I can only speak for myself, but I think it's only natural that a certain degree of trust comes up for, you know, for the higher powers that may or may not have a hand in our lives, or a trust in timing, or a trust in self, right? Um, that's a big one. That's a big one. Self-trust, even if you don't believe it in a higher power, like just the self-trust to be able to survive and thrive through a recalibration. Recalibrations can be big, big. I know you know what I'm talking about. You're human. Wouldn't you like that? Wouldn't you like to be able to trust yourself through it all? I have this theory that one of humanity's biggest wounds is self-abandonment. And I know that's a big word for some, self-abandonment, right? We don't want to admit, like, oh, we've been running from ourselves. We want to point, that person abandoned me, that person abandoned me, this thing, da 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 da. But if we can learn to trust and be with ourselves through it all, then it really doesn't matter who stays and who goes, because we have us. It really doesn't matter what detour we have because we got four-wheel drive on this, you know? Let me get quiet and see if there's anything else here. This might be it. The frequencies are different. The frequency at which you vibrate on during those recalibrations, if you're attuned to fear, anxiety, depression, grief, which are not bad and all have a place in this world and on the ladder of emotions. But if you can attune to trust, safety, security, and freedom during your recalibration phases, then you are officially vibrating at a different frequency and you get to the word float. The word float comes to mind. And it does feel like a floaty feeling, actually. When you're clear, you're confident, and nothing has changed externally around you. You still don't know where you're going, but you know it's all working out in your favor. And like I said, you're vibrating at, you know, what was this is sorry, damn it. You're vibrating at the things I just fucking said. I don't know what's wrong with me. I do know what's wrong with me. I've become a little self-conscious about my appearance. My human has become a little self-conscious about my appearance on here. And I keep looking at myself and it keeps throwing me off. I might have to hide my camera for some of these and just you know, new levels, new devils. I used to be afraid of just getting on here. Now I'm afraid of being on here and looking like this for some reason. Not even going to process this with you guys because what? Anyway, the frequency at which you vibrate is different. I'm going to look away. Hopefully this is okay for you. Mm. Because you can feel it, can't you? Bring forth the feeling of fear for a second or anxiousness. When was the last time you were anxious? Right? How do you operate when you are in anxiety, when you are in fear, when you are in depression? Pick one. Don't deal with them all. My brain is scattered today, so that is my apology. But if we tune into those emotions, I feel tight. I feel small. I'm getting the chills because I'm actually tuning into those emotions. I want to shrink. I don't want to be seen. I feel inadequate. I feel scared. I want to hide. I want to find safety under what's coming to my mind's eye is like a child who wants to hide under the covers. Now I have big dreams. I don't know about you, but I have big dreams. Chances are you do too. Chances are you do too. That energy, scared, small, wanting to hide, inadequate, shrinky dinky, shrinky dinky. Oh, that's cute. That's not cute though. There's a time and a place for it, whatever. That's not the energy that's going to, one, put me in a position to go after my dreams, nor is it the energy that's going to call forth my dreams. The woman that is going to step into that life, step into those dreams, step into those callings. She's not small. She's not hiding. She's not scared. Already I can feel my energy shifting. Oh, dang. Oh, dang. Oh, see, this is beautiful. This is why we do the work. Because now I get excited because I'm just in the example of trying to show you what the fuck is going on. My body was like, oh no, we refuse. Because I've been doing this work for a long time. We refuse, we reject. We're not there. What are you talking about? And she's like already telling, okay, so I'm going to walk you through it. I'm going to walk you through it. I'm going to walk you through it. So the difference in vibration is a different frequency of, you know, those they're lower vibrational stuff, but they're not bad or wrong or should be erased in any means. They have a place in the natural processing. Okay. We're not here to skate over things. We're not here to flip them under the rug. We're not here to bypass. I feel like I always have to say that because I used to operate in toxic positivity when I was high masking. That's why I have to say that. It's almost like a disclaimer, if you will. So then I begin to ask myself, well, who is the woman that steps into those dreams, steps into that life, steps into those callings? Ho, ho, ho. She just knows. She knows who she is. She knows how she processes. She knows what she needs. She advocates for her needs. She knows how to lean on her community. She knows how to receive. She's clear, mind, body, spirit, clarity, ready to receive guidance, listens in to that guidance, acts on that guidance, heart in the right place, intentions true, and making these decisions for the greater good, not out of martyrdom, out of knowing that, just knowing what side of the fucking line she stands on. She's not better than anybody. She just got her calling at a young age. So there's always been a surety about it. And here is where we circle back to the very beginning. I got my calling at a young age. So I've always had a surety about myself. Surety, is that a word? I think it's a word. Anyway, assuredness. Anyway, but there were detours. Unfortunately. No, not unfortunately. Redact it, retract it, erase it, backspace, delete it. Not unfortunately. And that's the whole point of this fucking thing. Fortunately, there were detours. I am so grateful for all my detours. I learned so much. Do I think such wisdom has to come from suffering, from no self-esteem, no self-worth, from centering men, from abuse, from self-sacrificing, from self-abandonment, from settling, from... Do I think it has to come from that? No. But I also, for me, that's how it came about. So I don't see another way for me. A lot of wisdom, well, a lot of knowledge has come from studying and, books and degrees and things like that. But I don't know, the essence, the wisdom behind it all has definitely come from life experience and detours. And so when I look back and look at how the detours have, in fact, made me who I am, maybe not defined me, but made me who I am as far as adding, skills in my heartillery. I call it a heartillery for a reason. Tools and skills of the heart. These are things my heart can now use when I enter any room, conversation, relationship. So when I look back and look at, I'm like, oh, I could see how every decision, every moment, every confused detour has added to who I am today and where I'm about to fucking go. You guys, I am so excited about life right now. It's about to get good. I think that's it. I don't know. I was kind of all over the place today. My apologies. To be honest, I have a really bad tummy ache. It's hard. And yeah, something with the appearance. I don't know. Mm, I'm not quite sure what that's about. I'll tune in and check it out. Anyways, I'm traveling for a week. I hope to post once a day again as I do this. And then I'm also I'm moving, and so I'll have a space where I can live out loud just a little bit more. Oh, I'm so thrilled. There's so many really good aspects as to what the future holds as far as my environments go. And perhaps we'll talk more about how environments matter. Environments fucking matter. And I don't know. Okay, that's it. I think, right? Let me see. Last reminder is that you're exactly where you need to be. If in fact detours are there to add to your your greater good, then no matter where you are, you're exactly where you need to be. Take inventory of the good, the bad, the ugly. Take inventory of how you feel, what you need, what's in your control, and make a fucking choice and make a fucking move. Sorry to be so brutal. Okay, love you. Bye.